Well, welcome everybody to our beautiful dream team. And I want to know how everyone's been going. And Nick, how are you?
I'm really well, thanks, Marie. Hello, everybody. Hi. And Marie and I've just been having a little chat. I don't know what it is about. As soon as I get into this group, I'm in a zone, and
Yeah.
I get really pumped up. There's something feels good. I mean, I don't think I could feel any better now, what I feel right this very second, than I could at any other time in my life. Isn't that
Aw,
fantastic?
but it's so
Yeah,
beautiful and it's so true. It's like,
yeah,
you know, when you have like people that they feel like real friends, special friends, people that are connected and you just get each other. It's so nice, isn't it?
yeah,
There's nothing
yeah.
like it. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like you're holding Jasper there. How's Jasper
He
feeling?
wants to say hello to everybody. Yes, he's doing good, aren't you? Yes, he is. So he's here, which is cool. But and I've had my beautiful selenite swords out as well, so I haven't done much with them yet. But
Ooh.
I had the feeling I just had to do some templating and gridding with them.
Yes,
So yeah,
definitely.
beautiful. So hi Gillian, hi Marie, nice to see you on as always. And yeah, but Nick, do you and I don't know, you've probably all heard because we're watching this amazing movie play out and you can sort of predict when it's going to become news. So I was just saying to Nick, we're at this beautiful restaurant yesterday with our group of friends that we went to Greece with on a boat. So we all reunited. And there was this lovely Iranian guy came up to the table. We didn't know he was Iranian at the time, and he had a big bag of Kit Kats. And so he was going, "Oh, we're celebrating, have a Kit Kat." And we were going, "Why? Tell us what's happened." And he went, "I'm Iranian." And we all went, "Oh," because we've all heard that it's now become public that the top dog was taken out. And they were so happy, and it's so beautiful when you actually have people from a country and they're in agreement with what's happened. The joy that him and his partner were emanating was incredible.
Yeah,
So yeah, it
yeah,
was just
exactly.
beautiful. So
This will
uh,
free them. It'll be great. And
yeah,
jumping straight into the thought patterns here is, I guess it's hard for people to understand really what's going on when they're not there. So that's where people fill the gaps and make things up from what they've heard previously. But nothing comes better than when it comes directly from someone who lives there and knows the place. And yeah, I know some Iranians and they're really happy about it actually because they're going to be freed because of it.
it's like the Venezuelans. It's like, and I was telling one of my friends at the table, I said, I remember in the 70s as a kid,
Mm.
hearing about what was happening in Iran, and then one day, women were allowed to drive, they were at university, they were professors, they were doctors, and then the next day, all gone.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, that in Australia, I'm just putting out lots and lots of good vibes so that we have our freedom still. But I know we're going to be fine because it's already been taken down.
Yeah.
So, and it was interesting because as Nick was sort of talking about it as well, I pulled some cards, and the first one that came up was our beautiful tower card. So it's like, yep, this probably happened a while ago, but it's almost like the
Mm.
people had to get to a point where they were wanting it. So,
Mm.
and then because then I got this card, and
Mm.
that means it's finished, absolutely finished. The whole plan done, Ten of Swords done. Now it's the Hanged Man. So this is the time where things almost go into a quiet period so that everything can be revalued, rejuggled, yeah, and done with real care. So that was so interesting. Those cards came up. And Nick, you said you had some cards as well.
And when she did that, she was pulling the cards, obviously, when we were talking. And I said, isn't that funny? Because as soon as I woke up this morning, I got this message in my head, really loud and clear, and I was awake. And it said, the Sword of Damocles. And I've heard of it many times, but I really don't know much about it, to be honest. First of all, I thought, how do you spell it? Anyway, so I looked it up this morning, and it's so funny that those cards that Marie pulled, it says the Sword of Damocles. It's a classic Greek anecdote symbolizing the imminent, constant perils faced by those in high positions of power. And it's about illustrating their wealth and power is accompanied by anxiety, responsibility, and danger. In other words,
Yep,
yep.
they go. Yes, exactly. I love it. I love it when we haven't even spoken until like
Yeah,
literally 5-10 minutes before this show, and then it's all here. It is. This is what's happened.
yeah,
So that's
exactly.
fantastic. So,
Exactly.
oh, we got
Yeah.
Kathleen and Kylie on. Hi guys, so nice to see
Right.
you. So, yeah. So look, tell us how you've been going. How have you been sleeping? What have you been feeling in your heart? What's been going on for everybody? So it's always nice to share, because that often then sparks, I guess it's almost like a little a road to healing, or to releasing, or to accepting whatever it is that we need to do, in space. So, yeah, I've had, oh my gosh, I think it was Saturday night, I had like almost like a nightmare, which I can't remember the last time I had that feeling while I was in a dream. And I woke up and I went, oh, God, oh, that was a bit rough, so, and it was great. Kylie said, oh, you're probably just shifting something emotionally, like from a deeper place, and it's come through. And then I had a normal dream after that. So it was interesting to have
I'm actually surprised when people say that, like, for someone like you that says I've had a nightmare, but that's what it is. I think it's just a bit more clearing and shifting, and it means that you can move things a lot quicker now to bring in some more light to create something new.
Yeah. So, and what's been happening for Kylie? Let's have a look.
Oversleeping and a lot of vision dreams, like I'm watching my dreams. Interesting you say that, Kylie. Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Being the observer of the dreams.
Yeah, so I don't know what this is. I mean, I know we understand lucid dreaming when you're aware of what's going on whilst you're in the dream, and you can question and explore it, whatever. But what happens when you step out of that dream in and away, and you're awake, and you can still parallel be awake and be in the dream, but you're awake?
Well, you're in that. Yeah, so you're in that state in between, and so it is going through the astral. It is, you can be the observer, because once we're through the astral, then we're free anyway. So yeah, which is really interesting. That state is sometimes, the most, where you're the most flexible with things as well.
Yeah, it certainly feels like it.
Yeah,
but I'm seeing and knowing. Yeah,
beautiful. And this is the beauty about when we start to really break down what's a dream, what state am I in, what what realm am I in, and then when I'm sort of half awake, and because I know exactly what you're talking about, I've been in those different states, and you're so much more conscious, I find, when I'm not asleep, but I'm in this state. So yeah, I love that. So cool. And Gillian
says, I'm finding that my dreams on Sunday night are syncing to what we talk about here on Mondays.
Oh my goodness. And isn't that amazing? But I think because we've always had that intention of being connected. And remember, we've done times where we've done the greetings, or in our dream state, we've asked to come together. There's that intention there with us all. So, and showing up and being here and connecting each week, it's like our psyche knows, our deep subconscious knows, oh, okay, let's see what's going on out there. So good job, Gillian.
Exactly. I'm just grabbing my fan. Hold on.
Yeah, it's hot, yeah.
It's very steamy here at the moment, and
we're in that tropical
sun comes out.
True. So yeah, so Gillian, do you remember your dreams? Do you remember, did you have anything last night? Well, I can't remember where you are, but yeah, let us know if you remember it. So okay, so Marie's had something going on.
Half of the week slept through the night, but the other half woke up 2:30 or 3:30 fully awake, not remembering much. Yes,
absolutely same. And honestly, Marie, I've had to make myself go back to bed. My body wants to get up and start the day, and I'm going, it's pitch black, and it's been raining as well, and I'm going, no, back to sleep. So so don't worry, you're not alone with that one. So what about you, Nick? Have you been sleeping?
No, I've had some weird wake up times, and sort of pushed myself to get up earlier than I would have, because I've been awake previously, and I thought, well, I'll just hang out here in bed and pretend I'm going to go back to sleep. But that's where I started having those really unusual dreams as well, where I've started to experience something very new, which is interesting.
I know, it's strange, isn't it? It's not like 5-6 years ago, I'd just sleep through the night, like not a wake up, nothing. It's like our whole center of gravity's changed with everything,
So, I'm okay with us sleeping overnight, to be honest. Like, if I could have the energy to sustain myself during the day, if that's going to be the norm, I'm happy with that, because there's so many wonderful things like I'd love to do. So it doesn't bother me.
Oh, this is good. Gillian, it's a dream.
Last night's dream was a weird one, but I think it has something to do with the powers working for good and feeling grounded in the outcome. Yeah.
perfect. So absolutely linked in it. And also remember consciously as well, Gillian, we are tapped into the collective. And so, you know, you were probably picking up on the Iranians and even people like us that are just so, yeah, let's free people up, you know. So which is amazing. So so let me go back up here because there's a few. This is good. So Kath.
Oh, Kathleen, hi. I totally agree, Nick. I hardly ever have nightmares, but if I do, it's usually something big is going on, but usually not until after the dream. Sometimes it's like a warning to keep alert. It sure is, yeah. Yeah. Isn't that great we can do that?
Unbelievable, you know, and yeah, you know, and it was interesting because I don't know when the news came out, you know, I feel something's happened before anyway, but it was interesting. I don't know when the news came out. I wonder if that was what my nightmare part of it was about as well, was, you know, because I know we would have all probably had lifetimes being under Islamic rule and having to experience what they, you know, women in particular go through. So, you know, maybe there was something deep that was actually releasing as, which is pretty cool.
Do you know what? Now that it makes sense, perhaps the dream that I had, I never thought about what was, you know, the consciousness thing, because I thought it was quite personal. And I haven't really had time to break it down, but it makes a lot of sense now, because I was dreaming I was in a prison cell that had just one of those lock sliders, but it wasn't locked. It was open. And I was in there with someone I knew, and we were like being taunted. Is that the word? When somebody, it's like stirring you up a bit. And outside of the prison wall gate or whatever it is, up the top, I saw two faces that were like heckling. That's what they were. They were like hecklers. But they didn't feel like they were prison guards or anyone, but they had that power. It felt like they had power over us. They didn't feel completely human. And in fact, I walked out, I opened the door up, walked out, and I went up there and I had a pencil in my hand, and I'm going up close to one of them and I'm tapping them on the cheek to see. And I thought, well, that's pretty hard for a cheek. What's going on here? Is that a mask? And then right next to them, just behind them, was another person, and they didn't feel human at all. Like they didn't have any soul to them whatsoever. And I thought, well, I don't have to worry about you because you're not even real to me. But what's this person here? And I thought, oh, I think they're a half, maybe a bit, who knows? Then they were... that I didn't feel like I was trapped inside that cell at all. Then what happened was I went back into the cell, and then one of them, the one that I was tapping on the cheek, appeared, and he had some sort of a frequency device that I sensed, like I could read his mind, that he was going to try and use on us. But I got in first and I grabbed it and I used it on him. And then the other one appeared and I used it on both of them, and they were both on the ground. And it was just a frequency device, and it was I can't think of words today. It was rendering them ineffective. They were on the ground, they couldn't move. And then in the end, I realised that they weren't real. They were like robotic or some sort of a blend of something. I wasn't sure. And I got to the point where they weren't moving, and I thought, well, I don't need to kill them or do anything. So we dragged them into the cell. We didn't even lock the door because I didn't feel that there was any threat anymore. And then I walked down the hallway, and as I was looking down this cell hallway, it went into complete, just like a blankness, complete blankness. And then I realised if I turn to the right, I can go into any reality now I want to. And I could play, and they were all lovely. They were all really fun and enjoyable things that I could choose from. At that stage, I was wide awake. And then I thought, what is it I want to do? And I thought, I can go back to this dream anytime I want and go into whatever I want to do. In fact, now I've realised I can play my reality out here. I don't have to just do it in my dream state. I've got that capacity now.
That's amazing, because if we look at it from your personal level, you know, because I feel, this is so interesting. So the moon cards come up as you're talking about this. So internally, what aspect of you had been kept? You know, you locked yourself away, and because in your psyche there was something out of place around, and it was like, it's almost, okay, what I'm getting as well, it's almost like implants. You know how there have been implants put into us at some level within our even energetic field, it's almost like you found it and you had to go through this whole processing because that
Oh, I
moon is,
just got chills about that.
yeah, yeah, it's like the moon is when something's out of alignment. And but you took because that's, you know, our beautiful Knight of Swords, he's got an idea and charging forward with it. So it's exactly what you did. So let's just see what comes through with the third card for you. Oh, it's that one. I know it's that one. Hang on, come here. Where are you? I think it's, yeah, it's you. And then now this Knight of Cups has come through, which is the emotional aspect. So you're seeing how you can more gently have these beautiful experiences. So you've gone through that moon, done that work, and now it's you've opened up. There's a message coming to you through this. Now, I feel that that's not just for you. I'm getting that this is for the collective that's been suppressed. We've all had this. Yes. So being suppressed, whether it's really much more in the physical, like with Islamic, you know, law, or whether it's just us within our personal structure, but it feels like something's been released then, like collectively. I don't know. It's just what I'm getting.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense because I felt that there was something deep-rooted within it, but I also then thought when you were talking about that this morning just then, I thought, well, maybe it is about this whole release.
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it. Yeah. So this is so interesting, you know, that we just started talking about this, and the fact that I even had that experience yesterday. It was so random that this guy just got up and started giving out Kit Kats, you know, and it's so this Marie's had some experiences.
Also, some days antsy, like I should be doing something. Plus, I feel like I should be passing things on. Won't need them. Yeah.
So it's clearing out as well. Yeah. So yeah. So Carly.
It was in a vision dream. I saw myself as a cat grooming my face, and I went, "Oh, live in the moment, face slap." Yeah. Wow.
Yes. And those visions, our subconscious or our divine wisdom, whatever it is you want to call it, knows exactly what we're going to respond to, and we're going to get our aha moment through that as well. Yeah. So it's so cool. Oh, this is awesome, guys. So Sherry, what's happening with Sherry?
Lots of dreams. Happy the season is shifting and I can play outdoors again. It's like I step into a magical realm so easily now. Isn't that fantastic?
Really beautiful. Yes. Yeah, of course, because you guys are sort of coming out of that real dark depth of winter, aren't you? So, yeah. Okay, Kathleen.
Oh, I had a dream I was in Australia looking for a hidden ancient ruin with a group of people. We saw a group of Sasquatch, not afraid, and later on some cheetahs who were very afraid. LOL.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Because Australia, they say there's lots of ancient ruins in Australia, and they said they've found gold from Australia in the Egyptian tombs as well. And so, and I know just with visions and meditations, I've had really powerful ones. The beings, whatever you want to call them, used spaceships to come to Australia and connect in with the Aboriginal Indigenous as well here. So they had the power of walking through the rock walls into other realms. There was a lot. Yeah, so it's really interesting that you saw that. Now, Sasquatch, what do we call them over here? There's a name in Australia.
Yeti, no, a yowie.
Yeah, we call them yowies. And I've actually had a yowie walking between myself and my friend, and was late at night, and she lived right near a beautiful rainforest, and we were just walking down the long path to my car from her house, and the guys had gone on ahead, and it was so tangible. You know how your mind can't cope with it. I was going, oh, one of the guys must have run back and be walking in between us. And then I looked at her and I went, there's nothing there. And she was looking at me, and we just looked at each other and went, we know what this is. This is our yowie. It was amazing energy, and we'd been doing a lot of beautiful energy gritting and work like that, and it seemed to love that when we would do those, have those times. So it was with us. So yeah.
And in fact, one of the very first dreams I shared on the show before I came on the show with Marie was about my yowie, I called it Bigfoot, which I had in a dream, and I think it was another reality. So obviously, because I believe that there are stargates in the world, and you know, around Egypt is a major one, Iran, another one. They're everywhere. Yes. And that's where all this interdimensional their beings can come in and play. So that Yowie dream I had been perplexing me for a very long time, and it was so good because that's when I started looking for a dream show, and I came across this. Yeah, well, I think it was Elisa for some reason, and then I realised, and you said you were going to start up a dream show, and I was like going, yes, finally I can help get some answers. So it was really interesting how the threads led me to here. But
Yes.
I do feel there's a connection with the Yowies and the Bigfoot, Sasquatch. It's all the same, and they're beautiful beings, beautiful beings, and they have to go and hide.
Magnificent. Yeah,
Yeah.
just magnificent. Very strong, but gentle at the same time. Really, yeah. So, what about cheetahs? What does a cheetah cat mean for you, Kathleen? So, yeah, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on the cheetah. So, let us know. Yeah,
because I think cheetahs were bred to be that way. To be
really? I thought they were. I thought they were like native animals because they're the fastest animal.
I don't think so. I think they were it's not a known thing. Let's put it that way. You're not going to go and probably find it in a mainstream book or something. But I'm pretty certain that they took the that aggressive side out of a cheetah to make it vulnerable. And I don't know why. I don't know much more about that. But
I've never heard that. Okay, well, this is interesting. Or we could do, we can do some looking into that. I always just thought they were native cats. From wherever they were,
because they can be, they're very timid. Like if you try and if you can spot one when you're on a safari or something like that, that's really lucky because they don't come out very often to show themselves.
I did not know that. That's
they're not like lions.
No, or giraffes that come to sniff the car. So
it's certainly the speed of a cheetah is what we think about, but it's about tuning in what it means.
Absolutely. Is it in the book? I haven't got my book with me.
They don't. She doesn't do specific animals. She might do dog and cat. But we can look. We know what cat is because it is a form of a cat, but it's very specific to me. A cheetah. Let me see if cat's there. Cat, feminine part of self. So it could be.
Interestingly, Kathleen, I wonder if there's an aspect of your feminine side that you're maybe a little bit afraid of. So that's very interesting concept. I love it.
No, I can see the cheetah. I'm going to quickly look in the back just out of interest because she has things like chickens and dogs and basic stuff. But that might be a bit too specific.
Or exotic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
no cheetah.
Not there. No.
Okay. No.
But,
so Gillian says, I've backpacked through the Middle East and loved it. I still feel connected, not to mention a lot of unraveling in my family lineage at the moment. Oh.
Interesting. What's going on that you've noticed, Gillian? So, she's been giving them cheek.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, it'd be interesting to see, what's happening within the lineage, and you can often feel the shift energetically, I find, when the lineage is really starting to be opened, awakened, or things releasing. So I'd love to know what you're actually getting. Yes, interesting. This is right.
Amazing dream, Nick. So much in it that matches our experience. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
And this is why it's so good to share because you can get aha moments then. It's really, incredible. This is interesting. Kathleen's had a dream.
I had a dream the other night about a very old religious man dying. I was married to him, young and very oppressed. When he died, I put white paint on our baby's foot and marked the ground as a symbol.
Wow. And Kathleen's got more on that.
I had no idea where that came from, but I wonder if I was dreaming about what happened last week.
I'm getting that straight away. This is releasing again, from can be other timelines, other lifetimes, whatever, however you want to put it, especially for women with that oppression. And they often, is it Sharik? Is it Sharik law that where they take
Sharia?
Sharia law, where they take the young girls as brides and blah, blah, blah.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I feel that maybe this is actually like a huge level or layer or coat that's being lifted off. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be so interesting to see what happens consciously after these shifts and changes that have gone on. So, oh my gosh, look at this. That's a card that wanted to come up. This is the transition time. And this can be a long time coming, and it might still take a long time for things to actually change. But when people are talking about dreams like this or experiences, in our real waking life as well, there's definitely a big transition going on with that death card coming up. So it's still being worked on because we've got our Eight of Pentacles. Okay, there's still a lot of work going on, but there's been a lot done already. And there's nothing wrong with Muslim people are beautiful. It's when it gets taken to that any time that it gets taken to look at the one that's come up. Anytime it gets taken to a level where there's oppression, where there's suppression, where there's control, this is when you have your absolute distortion. This heart, Three of Swords, is about the broken heart and the trauma that goes with that. So anything out of balance is always going to create that. So interesting. Wow.
And, I was getting with Kathleen, because if people haven't worked out, Kathleen and I have very connected dreams and experiences, but there's something about that foot connecting to the ground. The foot is grounding you into, or us into Mother Earth more and more and more. We're starting to, I felt that we were cut off from her for a long time and we weren't getting the frequencies and the messages through her. But that beautiful foot, that baby's foot, is taking us back to that pure state. And the indication of that white colour as well could be that. So there's a work in progress now that's connecting us back into that pureness.
And interestingly, it's the feminine, because it's the feminine that's been suppressed, and so interesting that was it Gillian or Kathleen that had the dream? Oh yeah, Kathleen had the dream about being afraid of the cheetah, and the cheetah, it came through as the feminine. So isn't this interesting that there's a real correlation here, Kathleen, with both of those dreams?
Yeah, and it had to be a religious old man dying, didn't it?
Interesting. Isn't that interesting?
Because that's the indoctrination, isn't it, really?
That's the power. That's the power of control. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like when you look at their ideals and like logically you go, guys, come on. This is just stupidity. Yes. But that's all right. This is what souls have chosen to experience. And so it's like no judgment,
absolutely.
See the evolving of it.
And it's funny, I pulled two cards out today, and that's what it is. It's about letting it evolve. And because I pulled it, and they're not necessarily what I see as there are two cards here. So if you look at it, one is the dolphin spirit, and the other one is flamingo spirit. But the dolphin spirit is about the duality. That's why a dolphin is often grey, because it's the combination of the being, the black and the white side of life. And it's about not having a judgment, allowing things to unfold in that way. Excuse me, the message says this and that are true. And as we, often say, there's always a third side to a story. So in fact, whatever is unfolding right now is that you can't judge it from just being on one side of the fence to the other. In fact, I don't know if anybody really is anymore. I think they're just starting to realise there's a lot more to it than we are led to believe, and we just have to let it unfold. And the dolphin allows us to do that. And as we know, the dolphin is a communicator, in our world, and it brings forth messages. So I feel we will get that message eventually. We will understand what it means, and we don't have to try now. And the other card, it's funny how they're all pink, and I was driven to wear pink today, and I put my little pink love badge on as well. And even Marie had pink. She's got pink tinges going through her hair. It must be coming from the window. I don't know, but I could say, have you dyed your hair pink or put pink tinge? And this is the flamingo card, and it says they're embracing the in-between. And that's where I feel like we are right now, is as things are coming up to be exposed, I do feel that they have happened a while ago, as well, as Marie said, but as they're coming up to be seen for other people, we have to sit in that in-between, which keeps us in alignment, in our true knowing of who we are. And it keeps us in a love state as well. And that's what we have to do, is just keep sending out that higher frequency of love while all of this is going on in the world. Because not only is it affecting people that are maybe in direct places, but it ripples out and it affects all of us, because nobody
Completely.
wants that.
And that's what Carly's saying. Yeah,
Oh, healing and harmony, absolutely. Yeah.
exactly right. It's
Mm.
true. And it's like, and it is, and it's our job is to actually stay here, stay centered, stay in our heart, So yeah, fascinating stuff. Hey, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is interesting as well from Gillian.
I've had dreams about the board members not having as much power as they think, walking out of the room and leaving my dirty glass in the sink, or teleporting in rooms in the same building as them. Wow.
Wow. Gosh, it's interesting, isn't it? Isn't this interesting? I know.
It
And,
is.
it's the thing is, the truth can't be hidden. It just can't be hidden anymore. So, even having them in a dream state, it's like tapping in and seeing what's
Yeah,
going on.
exactly,
So
exactly. And we've had a worldwide board of members, haven't we? That have
we
been.
have a certain percent.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally, totally. And it's like they're getting wiped. Like the players are getting wiped. And so,
Yeah,
when you have is there going to be a vacuum where what happens with a vacuum?
yeah,
Does this new consciousness come in and then allows everybody to have more empowerment within themselves?
yeah. Because you
Interesting.
don't take out a board, a rattly old
That's
board that's no useful anymore from the bottom up. You have to take it. That hasn't worked in the past, even though we will eventually have, if all the power was balanced and everybody felt equal. But as long as there are people that don't and have that control, you have to take them from the top. And that's what I feel has already happened. But we're not seeing it play out that way now. But in the meantime, those bottom players are still being taken out even as we speak, I'm sure. But the top players are gone. So but what we're seeing is those top players being taken out of
totally,
that board. Yeah.
totally, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Carly was talking about Yowies.
Yeah, where I used to live, we had Aboriginal drawings on the rocks. And then one day I saw a Yowie driving home one night. He was beautiful. He was silver and old and about 8 feet tall. Wow. He stood in front of my cart, then walked away. Yeah. Interesting. There have been many sightings over the years of Yowie family in that area. Isn't that interesting?
Very interesting, and it's a beautiful part of the world. That sort of area around Patonga, it's just magical, and so I'm not surprised. It's very quiet as well. You have to
Yeah.
get there like real windy roads, or get a boat over from like almost the peninsula on the mainland. So it's very, beautiful energy there. So
It really is. I know years ago, just like a few roads away here, which isn't very far at all, there was a sighting, and that was the person saw, and they pulled over and they saw the Yowie step out in front. Same thing, and when they said they didn't quite know what to believe or think, and then it disappeared off into the bush, and they stopped to see if they could see it again. But yeah, there's quite a lot of sightings actually. Yeah.
absolutely, they're obviously, as our consciousness is shifting too, they obviously feel a little bit more safe, maybe, like showing
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's fascinating. So wow. Gosh, so thank you for sharing all of those dreams, and just if you've had any synchronicities going on or anything really, you just want to share. I think it's always amazing. So, but Dave Dave sent me an email because obviously he's on a pretty late timeline over there with this show.
Hi, Dave. Hello, lovely. In the year of the horse, things are really speeding up. I can feel the extra flow of energies coming in, and my body is more sensitive to light, sound, and smell, like it's hypersensing or something.
Isn't that interesting? So I wonder if anyone else has been experiencing that as well. So it's almost like for me the telepathy has just gone ridiculous. It's like, just what's going on. Absolutely know what's going on.
Yeah.
So but he sent through some dreams as well. So here we are. Some of it's missed. Okay, I'll get it off my phone. Hold on. The first bit didn't go in, so I'll just have a quick look and read it off my phone. So, Dave. Okay, it's dream one. I'm in a waiting room.
Oh, yeah, that's there. Yeah.
Where? Oh,
Um,
it somehow got mixed up. Okay, cool. Thank you for spotting it.
so I'm in a waiting room, maybe waiting for a bus or a train. There are two tables in an L shape, and some Japanese guy is selling some books. So I go there and talk to him in Japanese as little as I know. He complimented my knowledge and said, I'm sorry, but these books are for Japanese people to learn English. I told him no worries, smiled, and went back to wait around.
Isn't that interesting? Because I know you've got a real affinity with Japan, Dave. So,
Yeah.
I'm just going to do some cards on this one for you. I feel you're having other experiences in lifetimes that are in Japan. And it's almost like you're ahead of them all by being able to speak English already. So is what I'm getting. So let's just have a little look and see what we can get anything else for you. What are you getting, Nick? Straight up.
Oh, I actually feel like you might have been in a role where you were teaching um, English to Japanese people. I do. I really do. It's such an obvious dream to me. And if you're moving into that more sensing process now in your body, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because we've got our Seven of Wands. Now, this is when someone is finding their identity or keep holding a stance or around who they are. So exactly what we've just been talking about almost,
Yeah.
is what you're a part of you. Obviously, it's quite a big part of you within your subconscious or within your, your soul experiences. So, yeah, because we've got our Eight of Pentacles again. So there's something you're still working with. From that experience of other timelines, other lifetimes. Yeah, this one's hot. Hang on, I'll just get this one out. Yeah, it's that one. Oh my gosh, we've got the Hanged Man again. So just you just walked away. You just said, I'll just walk away and wait. It's exactly what the Hanged Man is saying. You're going to get more around this, but you'll get it when it's right, divine timing, basically, is what I'm getting. So, yeah.
I'm getting something that I might actually just wait and see about that, because I feel like that hangman is saying, don't, just wait.
Just wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for you. I love it.
Yeah, I'm getting something about it, what that is. But I feel like I'm also being told just to wait and don't say to him what that is. Not mine, but for Dave.
For Dave. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the next dream show. Maybe I'll say it.
Yeah. Okay, we'll write it down so you remember it.
Yeah, I will actually.
Because if you're like me, it's like, hang on.
I know. Next.
Ding, ding, ding. Something went on. So you write that one and I'll put up his next.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm in a futuristic base. This is his second dream. And hearing the word Luna all the time. Mostly it was used as an anagram like Luna, L.U.N.A. And figured out in the dream what they meant. But as I wake up, I forget. Yeah. Feels like it has something to do with the moon.
So interesting. A futuristic base, it could very well be, because we know the moon is not what they tell us. Is it plasma? What is it? Yeah. So that's really interesting. Luna. I wonder what those words actually mean. So for you, Dave, on this one, I would actually sit and do some contemplating and allow to see what comes up for you when you get time, and just see if you can, work out what that message is. Because, I also know that for other lifetimes, other timelines, we can bring back information or sort of support to us in this timeline. So I don't know. What are you getting, Nick? Is there anything you can spill now? Any beans to spill?
Yeah, I actually feel there's that movie. I can't remember. It's about the moon. It's hollow, and these people go in, and there's a whole thing going on inside the moon. I like to use the reference to movies because it doesn't seem like I'm this crazy way. But in that movie, I was just thinking that sometimes even though I believe that there were people that have been working on there internally, not the way it's been sold to us. But I just had this thing where it's sometimes we're not necessarily in a human hard physical body, that we can move ourselves into these places very quickly and easily without actually having to use our physical bodies. And there's something that's bringing me to it for your dream day for some reason. So, and I'm getting absolutely a high vibration coming into my ears right now, frequency coming in. So there's something there for sure. That's always like an indication that,
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
It's interesting because years and years ago, a friend said to me, she said, Marie, can you tune into the moon and tell me what's going on? I just went, oh, and then I was there. I went, oh, they're working inside. There's something inside the moon. It's like, and they're doing all of this. It's like conveyor belts with stuff they're sorting, whether it's like different rocks or something. And it just came straight like that. And I went, oh, I'd never even thought of it like this, you know. So there must be different aspects with the moon as well. So yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it'd be interesting when you get something like it's an anagram like that. Those are sort of things that bug me for a long time. And then eventually I just let it go because I wasn't meant to remember it. Or I might start getting an insight into what that anagram might mean.
Yes. I agree. So, okay, Gillian.
So I'm talking to my estranged parents. They are putting their love on my teenage son. It's good to see the patterns, but I'm above it. I have boundaries, but it's just flowing. Acceptance of the journey. Yeah.
Well done. That's so cool. You know, and sometimes it's the grandchildren that actually can help so much more with, you know, any patterns and lineage aspects that need to be cleared or addressed. So that is really cool that you're doing that. So,
yeah, that
nice.
is.
So Sherry.
That's really good. I'm still contemplating Nick's dream. It's almost like a playbook for creating our desired outcomes. Powerful. Love the blank pages. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, it's like something shifted that was suppressing Nick or us, all of us. Like I believe every dream we have, there's got to be some connection with other people because we all have that humanity aspect within our divine aspect as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, and isn't it beautiful, like having that imagery and that visualization of, oh, okay, we can go anywhere and do anything. There's nothing to stop us. And there isn't. The only people that stop us is ourselves in this world that we are blessed enough to be in and experiencing. So I love that analogy with the...
And then you do look up the Betty Bethard's book, the Dream Book, and she talks about the prison. The prison is the prison we have for ourselves. We make our own prison. And it's it has been, look, if I had said this 5 years ago, hey, just step out of your own prison. What? What is going on in my life? But now we're starting to understand it as we change from the inside. And that's what we have to do is as we start to love ourselves from the inside, that's where we're going to see more of it happening and coming in tenfold on the outside, the external world, because that's really how it works.
That works.
We're creating that space now, aren't we? Okay. I was taught we have 47 senses. Yes, God bumps. But heard there are over 200. Tapping into our dream state feels to me to be building muscle to connect to more. I couldn't agree more. Yes. Yeah. Yes. You have just added on that extra sentence that I wished I'd said when I talked about my dream. That I feel like we're getting more and more and better understanding of what this all means.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's beautiful. And this is why, I mean, when I was called to do this dream show, because I've been analysing my own dreams since I was a child, and they always excited me. I knew there was something more in there, especially because when I could do flying dreams and some nights I'd be like, I have to take run-ups on the grass. So it was just crazy. And other times I could just fly straight away. And I knew there was more to this. So I think I love that you've said that, Sherry. Yeah. So, Angel Laurie's on. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, beautiful. But yeah, so wow, I think we're all being pretty active within our dream state by the sounds of it. And definitely the synchronicities that then come into our waking world, you know, like for me yesterday with that beautiful Iranian and just whatever is going on. It's so synchronistic. So
you know, and getting back to that aspect of having we were able to create our own realities. whatever they are, and I do use the plural of that at the moment, is that, so I had a lot of dreams, and you can see there hadn't been, I'm running out of, I need to find another new book here. I've just run out of my dreams.
You think?
Yeah, I write them really easily. I've got several of them, don't worry, but I've just been sketching to get,
Wow.
and I've had two dreams, or three, I just couldn't remember the third one. It's all to do with clothing. And when we talk about, we have dreams about clothing and different things, it's the archetypes, the roles we choose to play. And I see that as the realities we want to experience. It's like, oh, what do I want to do here? What can I experience for this? What would that be like? And so my dreams about the clothing has been, first of all, one was just wearing really weird, crazy, outrageous clothes. And then what I was doing is I had a glass, it must have been like a size of me, a glass cup or something, and I was taking the clothes and I was putting them all into the glass cup, filling that glass up. Yeah, I know. What a great metaphor, right? And it was just like, I guess that's all the things we got. We have so much we can do and so many things that we're going to be able to choose from. And I was just like going, oh, I'm just going to put them all in that glass cup and fill my cup up more and more and more. But with clarity, so I can see through it. And then I had another one where I had 3 different skirts, and I'm looking at it, it's like I'd pre-owned them, and I wanted to take them back to the shops to say, these are vintage, you might want to resell them or sell them. And when I was looking at them, I thought, oh man, these are outrageous. These are so cool. Why am I giving them back away again? But then I thought, oh, it's that dream about clothing again. What is this? There's this thread coming through all the time about having fun with our realities now. Not
this is it, because there's more freedom within us, and and then of course that gets reflected back from our beautiful world we're creating in our outer world. It's spot on. I love that. So, and it's interesting as you're talking about it, because it does feel like something new's come through. This is so Jasper actually started saying, let me chat. So Jasper actually wants to come in and just show us something. So I'm just going to tap in with Jasper. And remember, guys, you can all tap into Jasper. He loves it. Very social, beautiful crystal. So, okay, let me just tap in to see what he's showing me. Okay. This is interesting. So what he was showing me is, how sometimes we can go up levels? Well, then he showed me like the top being much, much bigger and it coming down into like a point. And then there was this huge energetic ball around it. So it's like they were all sort of levels, but you could be here, but then you could also be up here. And so we can actually have aspects of us that are in completely different perspectives, realms. And he's going, yeah. And he's going, but then what's happening is he's showed me the energetic aspect of it. And, he's just done it now. When we tilt it or shift it, then you can actually be on the same thing. So it's like tilting this big structure, and we can be on the same level, even if we were there and there before. Oh, this is fascinating. It's just, it's perspective. It's all about perspective. And we have the ability to do this once we can consciously go over the bridges, literally. Wow. So yeah, that hurt my head. That's one of the more complex things he's tried to show me.
And quantum physics sort of tries to explain that, actually, when we can do that, where you can collapse things into one. And so I can take one reality over here and another reality here, but if I put them together like this, I can move through one to the other.
Beautiful.
They're two separate realities. And that's sort of what quantum physics will explain, or quantum consciousness. And I love the fact that he said that, because what I was getting from that, which is we've been a little bit also limited down here.
Yeah.
And now, as we're opening ourselves up to this understanding or this knowing, this inner knowing, it's look at the capacity that we've got.
And that's exactly what he was showing. And it's almost like we now can just work with that whole thing. And have such different experiences with the combinations.
Yeah.
So, yeah, amazing. And Sherry.
This is blowing my mind. I just started sewing some clothing I've designed. It's exciting for me, honouring my feminine. Isn't that fantastic? Good on you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is fun. I remember when I was younger, even when I was like 19, 20, I bought a sewing machine and I just taught myself how to sew. I'd done a little bit at school and I would do my own designs, and I actually made all my own clothes, literally. And then I would make clothes, like really shirts, beautiful clothes for the guys for Christmas in my family, and dresses for my, females. But then I went away over and lived in the UK for a couple of years. So I gave all my clothing to my sister because we were the same size then. And she said, Marie, I'd go out to these work functions or whatever, and people would go, oh, my God, who's your seamstress? They're amazing. I've never seen anything like it. And it was so nice. It was like, oh, but that's just what I do. And I would make jackets, everything. And I haven't made anything for years. So it's so nice that you're doing that.
And
Sherry,
and we've been dictated to by what fashion has to represent. It's sort of like, because I used to teach textiles and design, and I remember you'd always have to look at the fashion forecast as well and see what people were wearing and what they would be doing, and how that would start off at the haute couture, and that would go down into the Kmarts and the Targets and the Walmarts or whatever, into the cheaper stores for everyone to afford to buy. But they were so watered down by the time they got to that, they just looked like everyday clothes. Yet we walked around believing that we had to have the latest thing, and it looked nothing like what was on the haute couture. So it's like we can have so much more if we just open ourselves up to it. And the clothes thing is fun. It really is.
Exactly. So, Gillian, this is really cool.
Wow, that explains my dreams last night. I was running over wooden boardwalks in tree houses, then running through dirt paths on the ground. Yeah. And then we were there, was an elevator between both levels that my friends were catching. Oh, that's fantastic.
It is. It sort of explains it. And Jasper was quite adamant he wanted to come in and show something. So this is really cool. And it's showing us that we can do this now within our consciousness, within our light body. We have this ability. So, it's perfect. It's absolutely brilliant. I love that. We are limitless. Limitless.
Yes. That's another movie too. Yes, and
one of my favourite movies is Limitless. And then they did a series. Have you watched the series? Oh, I loved it.
Oh, actually, no, but I probably will now because you've mentioned it. I'm going to write it down. I really need to remember that because maybe going back to some of those sort of movies. Because I remember when I first saw Limitless, it was like, need to watch it again, maybe 3 times that I might get it. And I think by the 3rd time I got it because I was so focused on certain things, I was missing the bigger picture. But now I think we're all in our minds and our brains have expanded enough, we can see the bigger picture.
I think I might watch that series again too. I've just enjoyed it so much. There was so much else in there apart from what he was doing. It was like giving us permission to be. It's like Lucy. It's like giving permission to be the greatest we can be, the most. I love movies like you say, Nick. I think there's so much that we're being told through movies that we might not have thought about if they weren't there.
So, absolutely.
Like triggers. And if we get it, we get it. It's like the aha moment.
And we just thought that they were really clever people making up these movies.
Isn't it interesting? So interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is so interesting because I'm just pulling. Okay. And this makes a little bit of sense as well. I just pulled a card for us all. So I don't know if I'll do a meditation today, but the word is forgiveness. It's a number 19, which is a 10, which is a 1, which is new beginnings. So we think about all of what we've seen play out now publicly around these taking down of these oppressors and of this, especially on the feminine, because we're this age of Aquarius, it's coming through this feminine. So we have to have forgiveness because it was simply a play out and a setup of the system. So I feel this might be really important thing to even finish on, is to actually, instead of the pain and the judgment, and maybe this is why we're having the dreams or the nightmares or whatever it is, to release that deep pain. Because I went through a couple of days of being really angry at these males that are in these political and religious sects, literally. And then it was like, oh, hang on a minute, everyone's just having a soul experience. And so it's almost like forgiveness has to be for the experiences we've had within it and done judging, which we all do, we're human, and letting it go. So
Yeah.
I don't know, what are you getting, Nick, with that one that's come up?
Yeah, well, it comes back to my feeling of love today. So have a look at this card. Pop your head around the corner, Marie. So that was the other third card I pulled today, and the alchemy of friendship. And it really is. It's about not taking a side, not once again that same theme. And pink again.
Pink, I was just thinking that. Lots of pink. You're in
Yeah.
the pink today, girlfriend.
We know it. Coming from a place where when you truly love yourself and you can truly love someone else, that comes whether you're free of judgment of them. You're allowing them to be the way they are. And when you can fully embrace that and step into that feeling, that lack of judgment, that lack of not having to criticize, that was something that was taught to us to do. It's not really where we are and what we're from. And it's quite beautiful. And, you know, the card represents that whole thing. And the mantra with it says, or just I guess some guidance here is, I feel the love inside of me radiating to express who I am on a soul level. And we can't do that if there's self-judgment and if there's judgment of others. So we have to drop all that now, because look what's coming.
I love that. This is so crazy, because this one, the forgiveness, is the heart chakra. And it is, you've attracted this card into your life today because it is a powerful time of forgiveness. When we hold on to grudges and wounds from the past or other lifetimes, we can create imbalance and disharmony in our life. Over time, this can turn into resentment, anger, frustration, sickness, and depression. You may be feeling flat and down about something that has happened in your life, and it is now time to bring the healing energy of forgiveness to this situation. True forgiveness starts with you. So what am I holding on to? What requires love, attention, and forgiveness? And when you've identified the issue, make sure you do what is required to surrender or expand your awareness to a place that allows for true forgiveness to occur. Wow. Let me just read what else is standing out. This time has come for you to let go and forgive at a deeper level so you can dance in the energy of freedom. So, and the affirmation is, my heart is full of unconditional love and I forgive freely. You know, you can't make this stuff up, right? Nick pulls a card even before the show. Then this card, I just got the hit to pull a card from there to have it up. And what we've been talking about is this release of suppression, or this start of the transition with that death card that came up. And it's up to us now to go, wow, that's amazing. And of course, there's forgiveness. Everyone was just playing a role.
Exactly. And if it does come up and it starts to, your mind starts taking over, this is what I like to do. I like to flood myself with a particular color. That's why I'm wearing those colors. And all of these have that pink in there as well.
That's so funny. And I would have worn my pink shirt, but it's in the wash this week. So it's so funny. I had it on the other day and I was like, oh, I love this shirt. It's so,
what's the color? The other color of the heart chakra to me is green.
It's blue, and it's blue. So the heart chakra, it goes green, and then it goes into the pink, and then into the blue, which is the deep compassion of that third.
Which is why I keep this behind me, because I feel that this is what we've been working on so much. These colors.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and Trixie Tot, absolutely forgive ourselves first, because we've been the greatest judge and the greatest dictator of our own suppression.
Yeah.
So, so a really good reminder.
Yeah. You can feel the lightness returning to, it begins to dissolve that oppression. So we see those white pages in front of us. Beautifully put.
That is so beautifully put. So I love it how, Nick, you started off with that this morning with your, you know, you're getting out of the prison and then having these white pages, and this is where we're finishing with today. But we've gone through a whole cycle, literally a cycle of hundreds of years, or, you know, whatever, decades and decades of suppression that's now publicly being shown. This is not allowed anymore. It doesn't resonate with who we are on this earth plane with consciousness.
No,
so I love it.
So cool. It's quite a beautiful phase that we're entering into. And they said that we would be enjoying this phase, and I can really get a sense of that now.
Yeah, totally. You know, and it's just beautiful that we do get to experience this. You know, this is what we're here for. This is why our souls came at this time. It's a really important time for everything that's happening on this earth. So I love it. And I love this beautiful soul family. So thank you everyone for being here. Really, I love connecting, and thank you, Nick.
Oh, thank you, Marie. Thanks for all your input, and thanks, Jasper. That was a really, really great visual to give us.
It really was. It was like I didn't know what he was doing at first. I was going, oh man, this is a little bit complicated. And then it was like, okay, got it. So thank you, Jasper. But everyone have an amazing week and really tap into that lightness and into those beautiful blank pages and be a little bit more creative with what you might want to experience.
Absolutely, yeah. Lots of love to you all.
Bye.
See you next time.